Hey, seventh graders. So it's week 7. I'm kind of used to hanging out in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. So I'm shaking it up this week and I'm in the upper left-hand corner. I know this is like quarantine madness. So um, I really miss you guys. You are doing so awesome with your questions and your patience with me. And I am so proud of you. So I had 46 of you watch the YouTube video, which, I would love it if I had all of my 7th graders watching my YouTube video. However, I need to congratulate all of you. So I had 96%, so I've got a little time to do some stats. 96% of you turned in a solid lab. There's a couple that you need to redo it. You need to read the directions. You need to watch my YouTube video. Maybe you're part of the above that didn't watch it. But this time right now that we're spending together and that you're dealing with me, this is explaining the lesson. So truthfully, hopefully, um, if I do miss something in this video though, that's where I want you to message me. That's where I want you to reach out. So speaking of the ones that need to resubmit an assignment, send me a message through Schoology. Lots of you did awesome this week. So, hey, remember a month ago when I was supposed to turn in? And it's like, great. Then I know to go back to that assignment from a month ago and regrade it for you. So please just keep in touch. You keep me accountable for changing your grades because it's not like there's a paper in my bin, right? These things are kind of getting lost in all the pages of the technology. All right, so let's talk about next week. What you should see in front of you on the screen, if you haven't been reading it while I was talking, is what the update is going to say starting, I don't know, probably Friday. Friday is normally when I post it. But we are on the third law, Newton's third law. Newton wrote 3. We're on the last one, you guys. This is going to be talking about the 2 colliding forces. Well, what's going to collide next week? A lander and Mars surface. You guys are going to design and build a Mars lander. You're going to have to excuse me, and I'm saying it right now, if I mess up and I say lunar lander, or I type lunar lander on something, it's because in 6th grade, we're doing the moon phases. So I keep getting it in my head. 7th graders, you're going to design a Mars lander. So in my update, as we kind of move through this, the virtual class, we're still doing discussion Q&A. The activity amount is going down on that platform, but yet the understanding and the quality of lessons is going up. So I think through my YouTube-ness and your following direction-ness, we got this. So, but here are the details. If you ask me any questions about virtual class, I'm going to send you back to the update, and then it's all spelled out right here. Those of you that get it, skip this little paragraph right here. Weekly assignment. Now, you're going to have one 10-point graded assignment, and it's actually going to be your lunar lander, okay? So, you will follow the path, the red folder path, to find all of this information. So the location, materials, online learning, unit 3, week 7. So you're going to be applying Newton's law by designing, building, and then here's your graded part, testing a Mars lander. Few more details about the Mars lander. You will include research. I'll talk about that when we get to the materials. 2 initial ideas, model, drawing, your prototype of the lander, and then the actual testing. Okay, now, if anyone has trouble with the building, I want you to use household products. Like we're talking leftover plastic Easter egg that might be in your sister's room or in the dog's kennel and Dixie cup. Like keep this simple. However, students, if there's anyone that has a hardship or you don't have supplies or this is a hindrance, if you cannot actually build, so then there is nothing to record testing, just have somebody at home email me and we will absolutely work with that. Okay? All right. But I'm going to move forward with my lesson, assuming all of you are going to be building something, testing it, and showing me through a recording how it went. Okay, so let's go into Schoology. When you get into the materials folder, you're going to follow the red path. Remember, this is not live right now, so week 7, May 11 through 15 will be read, because that's next week. We're ahead of ourselves, right? And you are going to see in here the Mars Lander EDP assignment and planning template. You're going to see EDP research resources. These are 3 little video links that you can look to, watch, get some inspiration, all right? Then here is where you're going to click on this. It's going to take you to the discussion platform, and that's where you're going to upload your video. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look specifically at this ED planning template. That chewing in the background is, and I'm going to re-record this, so you're going to ignore that. And here we go. I should give you guys a warning and say, okay, go grab some orange juice. Upload Word now. Here it is, the Mars Lander EDP assignment. So what we have up here for you is all kinds of teachery stuff. So we're just saying what learning target you guys are learning. So there is a video where you're going to learn about Newton's third law. Okay, click on that video link, watch it. If this is a little bit heavy, you can also watch Crash Course, Newton's third law. But remember, you guys already did research on Newton's third law about 3 weeks ago. So it will sound familiar to you. All right, so basically you're going to read your mission. This is, you have been hired by NASA, guys, NASA's student program to build the Mars lander. This is a big deal. Okay, now the lander will transport no more than 4 people to land on the planet Mars with gravity less than 1/3 of that on planet Earth. The lander will be pulled to the surface of Mars with an acceleration of 3.7 meters per second squared. Objects on Earth fall at an acceleration of 9.8 meters per second squared. All right. So what you're going to do with this information is, we got ourselves a problem, right? All engineers have to look at the problem. Design a landing capsule that can land on the surface of Mars, protecting the safety of the capsule and the passengers. All right. So here's your criteria. The lander must be able to land safely on any surface. The lander may not tip over as it falls through the air, so you want it to stay stable upright. The passengers must be able to exit the lander immediately on landing. All right, so the constraints, the lander must remain completely open, no lids, kids. So by that, it's like when this lands, the passengers can come out. So it's almost like open cup versus having a lid on it. It has to be open. The only passengers may be on the lander. The lander must be designed and built with materials found in the home. Keep your materials simple. They're the most clever ones, okay? So now, here is the actual kind of planning guide, all right? I'm calling it a guide because it's fine if at this point you start to use paper and pencil, or at this point, you start to copy this document or use OneNote or flip your screens on your Acers and start to draw on your, however you do it. I just want you to plan, because lack of planning is usually lack of success, all right? So for your research, that's where those videos come in handy, okay? So watch the 3 videos that we have out there for you. I am trying to quickly get those names for you from another device, and I'm not doing that. Blue Origin, Mars One, NASA Insight. Okay, you can watch those. Think about, with your research, what Newton's law tells us about the impact of the landing. This is where you're going to communicate with me. Are you understanding what's going on with the law? And what mechanisms, design, features could help with the impact. So you're just kind of starting to think about some ideas, in reality, what they could use, okay? So come up with 2 initial ideas for your design. All right, these are going to be like just brainstorming ideas. This can be text, words, or it could be a model, drawing, labeled, communicate what you're thinking. Then your final design choice, I do want that to be a model. In your design, label the structures and functions of the parts that will enable a safe landing. Some of you are skipping, missing directions. It is written right here. I'll read it again. In your design, label the structures and functions. So like, what is it? Tell me. Label the structure, explain it. And then why? What's the function of it? Why do you have it like that? So why are you using, I'm just going to make up some crazy example. Why are you using bricks instead of aluminum, or whatever it is? Just kind of explain your thinking. Consider the household supplies that you have available, how you will build it. So let's just say you're going to call it bricks, and you're planning on making your lander, all out of bricks, like one of the piggies. And then in parentheses, put down Dixie cup, if that's actually what you're using. So very similar to what we've done in the classroom, okay? So then after you draw your final design, build it, and then test it, okay? When you test it, video record your test and upload to the Schoology discussion board, all right? Remember, your lander is going to fall from about 3 meters, and this is the only place this is written, so I'm kind of drawing it to your attention. The lander falls about the height of 3 meters. Passengers must stay in the capsule. So whatever you use for a passenger, they have to be in it when it lands. And then the capsule must stay upright during the flight and on the landing. All right, so hear this. If your test doesn't go well, you can still get an A on this assignment, all right? So if your test doesn't go well, maybe in your video discuss what you would change about it. But it's more about following these directions of the plan and then showing me what you built. And then we'll see how the test goes. So even though I'm grading the video, right, you're showing me what you built, I'm not going to fail you if your test doesn't go well. Okay, you could still get an A. All right. Kids, I think that's it for this week. You should have everything in your folder. Send me any messages that you have. Update, trying to click on the update. Update will be updated tomorrow. So you'll see kind of this week 6 move to week 7. Keep in mind, any late, and I'm using air quote, assignments, there are no lates in long distance learning. So you guys, if you're missing something, turn it in. And then I'll know to go back and grade it, because you are going to do what? Message me. Exactly. And then I'll know to go back.